Hello everybody. Happy Monday, June 22nd. Wow, what a weekend. I don't know if everyone else felt all the energy, but it was pretty awesome. Still is. So lots and lots of amazing energies going on. 5 planets are in retrograde, including Mercury. We just had the summer solstice. We just had a solar eclipse. So we've got some good oils for support, some good cards that I hope will help. So we're going to start out with our first oil of the week is Vetiver. So one of my all-time faves. Hey Kath, so good to see you. Glad you're here. So Vetiver is a very, very centering, so I just put it on my wrists. I probably should put it on my spine because let's really descend here into my nervous system. So it's really supportive in self-awareness work. It challenges us to not escape. So it really helps us to find relief without avoiding things. So that's just really, really important, I believe, especially during this time of transition, but this time of awakening, right? Like so much awakening happening. And when we're pushed to our edges, we really can fall back on maybe some old habits, old ideas, old ways that were modeled for us when we were growing up of how to handle challenges. And it can be really easy to, to use some escape methods, by taking, drugs, alcohol, even just working out, or food, or like working out too much, doing things to excess in order to numb, in order to escape, in order to avoid. Hey, Melanie. So Vetiver is this wonderful oil that helps to really ground us in the moment, and it helps to support us and find relief. It brings relief. It actually brings this beautiful, nurturing energy to our body. So Vetiver is going to be a wonderful oil for this week when we might be feeling a little scattered. So Vetiver numero uno. Then Neroli is our second oil. This week we got 2 oils. So Neroli is number 2. Such an amazing oil. So Neroli I put on my heart, and I put on my throat chakra, and I put on my third eye. So Neroli, this one came through from Jen Ripa's deck, and this beautiful, I'm sorry it's kind of glary, but this beautiful painting of Neroli. So Neroli is orange blossoms from an orange tree. It literally smells like the streets of Sevilla, Spain in the springtime. Really amazing. So Neroli really helps us to calm a troubled heart. So things like relationship conflicts, which right now, especially with Mercury retrograde, Venus is retrograde, like relationships are really like in the hot seat. And so if you've been finding that to be the case for you, Neroli is going to help with relationship conflict. It promotes harmony, kindness, acceptance, growth, forgiveness, and resilience. And so, this would be a really good one to put on, and keep putting it on. And keep putting it on. You can't overdose on doTERRA's essential oil, so I would keep putting it on. But, be willing to look at things from a new perspective, be willing to, even like using the Vetiver and Neroli together is a really beautiful combination. And this will help to support these relationships right now that, you know, also with the eclipses, like things, you know, things are coming to a head. And again, throughout this whole time period of, you know, quarantine and being locked down. So yeah, so this is a good combination, but then these also have really powerful uses for what is going on right now. Okay, those are our oils. Now moving on, our cards of the week. So the first card is wind activation. And what this is reminding us is to activate our senses. So like walk in the wind. Notice the way that the wind feels on your body. For many of us, most of us, it is summertime, you know, and this is a beautiful time to activate your senses outside, in the sun, in the wind. Feel what it feels like to, you know, sit in the sand at the beach or sit in the grass. And really feel your body, feel your skin, smell the smells, and really be in the moment with what is, you know, how your body's feeling, how you feel when you get a hug from someone. All of this is just kind of mindfulness work, but it really brings us right into the moment. And so activate all of your senses, work on that, you know, this week. It really, you know, you may want to kind of write that down and put it on a Post-it note. My Post-it notes have grown. I'm going to show you what my Post-it notes look like right now, right at my desk. Hello. That's a lot of Post-it notes. So I just keep my Post-it notes going, right? Like that's how I remember to do things, remember to focus on things that I want to shift and change in my life and want to be working on. So that works for me. But you can also put Post-it notes in the kitchen, in the bathroom, in your car. I do that too. Okay, next one up is a really powerful. So from our Osho, you know, deck. And this is, the card is aloneness that you can see. And, you know, it's not loneliness, right? There's a big difference. It's aloneness, and it's being in the presence of yourself, being in the overflowing presence of yourself. So I'm going to read a little bit from the commentary because it's so good. So when we find, when we find no support among others for our deeply felt truths, we can either feel isolated and bitter or celebrate the fact that our vision is strong enough even to survive the powerful human need for the approval of family, friends, or colleagues. So does this remind you of social media maybe at this moment? You know, it's been a very interesting and challenging time where we all, as unique, amazing individuals, have different ideas and feelings and thoughts, and for some people, they're kind of really running up against other people, and realizing, wow, I thought I was on the same page with all these people, and maybe I'm not on the same page with them, and that can have us feeling lonely. Not alone, but lonely. And so what this card is reminding us of is that how are you choosing to view your aloneness, and have you taken responsibility for the choices that you've made? So, you know, this is really such a beautiful time as we're shifting and transforming into this higher vibration and higher level of interaction with others. And we can stand in our power and we can be okay, you know? And so maybe this is a good week. I think we're being called to practice that, practice standing in our own truth. And even if that means that we're by ourselves in that truth. And, you know, that's definitely come up for me in different relationships where I'm like, I've teetered on the edge of feeling lonely and feeling alone and happy that I'm alone, and also deeply knowing that I feel good about my thoughts and my actions and my feelings and ideas. So one of Gautam Buddha's most significant contributions to the spiritual life of humankind was to insist to his disciples, be a light unto yourself. Ultimately, each of us must develop within ourselves the capacity to make our way through the darkness without any companions, maps, or guides. Woo! I just thought that was so freaking powerful. So, yeah, of course, we're never alone, right? We always have universal divine forces, God, however you want to think of it, the divine. So we're really never alone. But as I've spent more and more time with just myself in meditation and doing the things that I know are right for myself, the more that I feel deeply, deeply grateful and in a good space. It does take some practice. But anyway, reach out to me if you want some more support in that. Okay, so next card up is a new card deck. Woo woo! So the new card deck is called Sigil Magic, and this is by my dear, dear goddess friend, Michelle Blanchette from New Hampshire. She is an amazing, amazing yogi, doTERRA leader. Oh my goodness, creative. She is just an amazingly creative soul, and she created this card deck. And so it's called Sigil Magic. It's on the verge of being put out to the world. You can go onto her website, michelleblanchette.com, which is here. I know, Kath, isn't it amazing? It's so freaking awesome. So these are so sigil magic. Sigils are a way to brand things. I didn't know anything about this. It was so cool to learn. It's really taking like a multi-concept thing, and of course Michelle, I'm sure, would say it better, but and turning it into a symbol so different from its pieces that you could not decipher what the original concept was. It's super original, unique, and deep. And these cards will also come with ideas for essential oils to support you, chakras, yoga poses, things like that. So I pulled this card. It's you can do what you want with it, right? Like, she is going to have explanations of each card, but I'm enjoying just making up my own, right? Standing in my own truth, doing it myself. So this card that I pulled for all of us today is Spirited and Quiet. And so again, you can, she also did the artwork, by the way. She did all of the artwork, and then she channeled these cards, and they're glorious. So for me, what came up was with Spirited is spirit. Also high vibe, right? When you call someone spirited, they're high vibe, they're fun-loving. And it also reminded me, of course, spirit, the divine. And then silence, quiet or silence, stillness, being awake and being aware. So I just feel like, again, for our week, being with the divine, being with spirit, being grounded in that, and taking some time for silence and quiet and stillness is, again, what we're being called to do. I believe when I look at this card, you can you could have a different interpretation, and that would be absolutely fine. But that's what I was getting from this card for our community is be with spirit, be quiet. I don't mean that anyway. Sometimes people tell that to me, but anyway. Hey, Michelle. So anyway, so check out her website, michelleblanchette.com. Check out these cards. Although they're not available yet, they're on the verge of being available. All right, our final card of the week is from our inquiry card deck. And again, I always pose the question, how can we most powerfully move ahead this week? And what this card is saying, hey, Lisa. So how can we most powerfully move ahead this week? This card came up, what am I expecting? So what are you expecting? What are you creating? What world are you creating that you're going to step into this week? I love this card. And I usually get triggered by these cards, but this one I love. What am I expecting? So I think, again, the card right before, right? Like spirited and quiet. So maybe in these moments of quiet and convening with spirit, you also can set forth an expectation of what you're going to create and expect this week. It's really a beautiful way to move through life. So, okay, everybody, so delicious to see you all. I hope everyone has a beautiful week. Thank you so much for being here. And yeah, if you have any questions or any comments, don't hesitate to reach out. That's what I'm here for. And I'm also continuing to do my sessions for donation. So yeah, let me know. And hi, Liza. I know I'm finishing up Love Bug, so sorry. You'll probably have to watch. All right, everybody. Take good care. Bye.